Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Avernum 3. Last episode we found a lair of bandits and happened to kill them. And found some more clues about the slimes. There's a slime pit somewhere east of Colchis, which is a city we haven't found yet. So, let's explore a bit more and I'm gonna take a look around, see what I can... not where I wanted to walk! And see what I can find up in this direction. Explore a bit, you know? Hey, we got gray mold? Huh. Okay. Let's see. Can't seem to explore up there very much. Nothing up there. Ah, another cache. Magic lockpicks! Very nice. Give those to Nippur. Alright. You find the remains of an ogre and a giant lizard. The ogre's sword is between the ogre's ribs, and the lizard's teeth are around the ogre's throat. Ugly. Fortunately, the sword is still usable. Take it. We got a great sword. 1 to 7. It's bronze. It's not really that useful. I want to give Carl a great sword, but they're not showing up as being that good. You meet a band of ragged refugees. There are about a dozen of them, unarmed and hungry, carrying all of their belongings on their backs. They don't look nervous when they see you. They don't seem worried that you are bandits. Probably whatever they're running from is much worse. Well, let's talk to them. You speak with them for a while. Once you realize how hungry they are, you also share some of your food with them. They are from the villages of Silver and Purges. They traveled up here to get away from the slimes. When they ask you for news of happenings in the south, you tell them that the slimes are still rampaging over the land. They nod sadly and move on, constantly washing their feet for danger. From the sound, it looks like night is falling. Oh, actually, that's interesting. You begin the exhausting hike up into this narrow canyon. These mountains are far from civilization, but not empty. Large, toothy lizards bask themselves in the sun on the slopes above you. Some of them look like they would regard you as a tasty snack. Sure enough, a small band of the huge lizards is hungry, and stupid enough to risk your blades for a taste of your legs. Odd. Some of the lizards approaching you have a peculiar reddish hue. Fire lizards! Well, we can kill them. Ow! That was painful. There we go. Okay. As you move farther up into the valley, you see less of the lizards, but the ones you do see are much larger. You also often see large scorch marks on the ground. Oh dear. Okay, let's see what this is. You reach the top of the valley and find a large cave entrance smelling of sulfur. You listen and hear nothing inside, so you step inside. A short walk in, you can see a pile of coins and other goods on the cave floor, surrounded by flat, dry, withered green scales. It looks like a lot of loot. However, some of those scales are very large. I'm guessing there's a drake here, but let's take it and see. You walk to the end of the cave, stepping on lizard scales as you go, and find a storehouse of gold. There's a pot of coins, the newest minted a century ago, sitting in the middle of an empty lair. You debate whether to take the coins or not. As you ponder the issue, however, you hear a throaty laugh. A small dragon, flanked by fire lizards, walks in to greet you. It laughs and says, "Ha ha ha! At long last, I can add to my hoard!" Then it attacks. At least the gold will be yours. Yeah, there's a drake. Wow! Okay, no chance to survive. Right, we will not steal from the drake. It would be a terrible idea. I've already spoken with the refugees. Please excuse us. Let's see. Oh, there's something in the middle here. Looks like this is the way in. This grove is far too peaceful and well tended to be entirely natural. You listen carefully and soon you hear singing from inside. It's a female voice, very lovely and very sad. Do you enter? Sure. You walk quietly into the grove. The moment you set foot inside, however, all noise, be it singing, chirping, or the rustling of leaves, ceases. Everything is deathly quiet. A female form walks from the woods, delicate, beautiful, clad in leaves. You get very nervous very fast. It's a dryad, and she doesn't look happy. She looks you up and down. Adventures. That's all I need. Here I am, overwhelmed with utter sadness, and in addition I have to deal with big smelly oafs tromping my begonias. I have half a mind to make you grow the ears of an ass, or be forever cursed, or something like that. But I am merciful like nature herself. If you can improve my mood, I will spare you. I am sad because it has been hundreds of years since I have seen something truly beautiful. I'm sure you understand, and you might be able to make me feel better. Do you have something beautiful to show me? Maybe. The dryad looks at you intently. She stares at your packs with such intensity you suspect she may be able to see through them. Then she looks at you angrily and stamps her foot. You don't have anything pretty at all! She turns her nose up in the air. I have half a mind to take you and make you my slaves forever. But I'm a nice dryad. Just don't go away and don't come back without something pretty. She waves her hand and you fall asleep. When you wake up again, you're outside the grove. You feel funny. Dumbfounded! No! Okay, rest. Hopefully it goes away. Really? We still have it. Okay, rest again. Well, most of it's gone. Nippur still has it, but that's not a big deal. Oh, hey! A hut! Home of Ernest the Mage. Visitors welcome. Ooh, maybe we can get some training here. That would be good. I really do hope we can get some training. Would be wonderful. Alright. Leave the horses here. You enter a small, cozy home burrowed into the side of this hill. There's an old man pacing around the room, lost in thought. When he sees you, though, he smiles. Welcome! Come in! I suspected you were coming, and I'm glad you have arrived safely. How did you know we were... You meet a small, heavily built mage with gray hair and a potbelly. His hair is unkempt. He clearly wasn't expecting visitors today. I am Ernest. Welcome to my humble abode. I am glad someone is finally able to visit me. You live here alone? Yes. It is a pleasure to meet some Avernites at last. Welcome to my home. What makes you think we're from Avernum? He holds his hands open as a peaceful gesture. Well, the paleness of your skin immediately marks you as an Avernite. Don't worry about it, you aren't likely to meet much hostility. Around Krizsan, anyway. Why aren't the people around here hostile to us? Well, people are really busy worrying about the slimes, and they don't believe your lot is powerful enough to create them, so you're safe around here. The other provinces are a different story. Avernum has many powerful mages, so I suspect that we may be powerful enough to have created this plague. Agreed. I know you are powerful enough. Did you create them or not? I couldn't care less. Avernites are as good to test my teleporters as anybody. What are attitudes like up north? I hear up north that they think the monster plagues were caused by your people. Be careful if you go up there. We'll keep that in mind. What do you know about the slimes? You must know, don't you? About a year ago, giant slimes started appearing everywhere. They eat everything, attack everyone, and nobody can figure out where they come from. I hear the other provinces are having similar problems, but I don't get much news. I spend all my time here researching. Okay. I am glad you were finally able to visit me. It is good to see some fresh faces. I so seldom receive visitors. How did you know that we were coming? Thanks to the power of teleportation, I frequently speak to people from all over Krizsan province. Some of them have told me certain rumors regarding a group of traveling Avernites. I see. And why do you live out in the wilderness? This little warren out in the remote reaches is where I do my teleportation research. No slimes ever come here, so it's perfect. Tell me about your research. He smiles wryly. Seems like everyone's doing teleportation research these days, doesn't it? Well, my devices actually work. I'll even let you test them for a cost. What did you use to research? I have a small library here. Small but powerful. You may wander my home if you wish, but please don't take any of my books. Some of them are very delicate and powerful. Keep that in mind. What's the cost to use your teleporter? I've made teleporters that go to the 5 biggest cities in Valorum. A week's travel in an instant. Generally somewhat safe, and only 250 gold for a chance to try one of them. Quite a bargain, eh? Let me know if you want to purchase a ticket. Thank you, but we don't. We'd lose our horses after all, and we'd rather not. Let's see. Wonder what this book is. What kind of book would be found within a great mage's library? Magic for Dummies. Many people these days are getting into all sorts of spellcasting. No longer is the powerful and lucrative field of magic restricted to only the talented and wise. Now you, yes, even you, can learn spells. This book will teach you how to cast a variety of cantrips, which will easily perform tasks such as cleaning a floor of dust, cooking a rump roast in moments, or even spaying a cat. Okay then. That last one is a bit, okay then. Among Ernest's copious notes, you find the black leather-bound book you were told about. It's called Piercing the Lost Portals. You check and nobody is looking. It would be easy to steal it. No! Why would we steal it? These journals contain copious notes on the magic and science of teleportation. They've been written by Ernest in a cribbed hand. The details are beyond your comprehension, although it's fun to imagine the ways you could kill yourself with the knowledge. Why would I take it? We have no quest. There is a message carved into the floor here. Pay Ernest first. You try to step over it, but find that your feet don't want to cooperate. You fail to walk down the passage. And that's basically our way in there. This is a massive crystal pillar. There are constant flashes of light within, and the room is extremely warm. The crystal must be what powers the teleporters. It's like adopted Venati magic. You have the sense to leave well enough alone. And a couple random... Ooh, fine crystals. Those I'll take. And I'll take the dagger, too. Alright. So, basically, a teleporter if we need to rapidly get anywhere. Oh, this is interesting. Let's see, what's this? You cross a narrow ford and reach a deserted island. On its highest point, you find a small, weathered shrine, ancient and crumbling. Looks like nobody has been here for many years, so you search the place carefully. Unfortunately, you don't find anything of interest. Eventually, you'll leave the eerie place behind. Strange. Okay. Down here, we have absolutely nothing. That's basically our route back through the mountains, if we need to. Looks like there's an island. Oh, interesting. Hey, we got toadstools. Looks like there's an island up there, but we can't reach it. Something tells me if we ever get the, whatever it's called, the Orb of Thrallney, we'd be able to get up there, but as it is now, we can't. Oh look, more unicorns! Kill them! You can get some coin for their horns. Alright, grab the horns. Perfect. Alright, let me look around here. You come upon a battle. A band of ogres with bears on chains are on the hunt, herding a small group of Nephilim into a circle. The Nephilim seem to be no match for their enemies. Help them? Of course! We won't let Nephilim die to ogres! Even if there are quite a few of them. Oh boy. Ow. That hurt a bit, but we're fine. Alright. There's that one dead. Another ogre dead. Another ogre dead. Oh boy, another Nephilim died. Oh well, we got this. And there we go. Alright. Now that's the great sword I'd like. In fact, I think we can give Carl his great sword now. 2 to 14, that's better than what it is. I think we're good, though. Actually, what kind of... it's a leather helmet, we're fine. The Nephilim thank you, saying in their purring way how ogres often capture Nephilim for use as slaves and food. By way of thanks, they give you a small flask. They then depart, a good deal more cautious than before. Hey, we got a potion. An energy potion! Yes, please. You've got one, you've got one. Give it to Teresa. And now, the steel longsword. Useful, but I want Carl to be a great sword wielder. So this iron large shield, not gonna go to anyone. It's gonna be sold. So you wield your great sword. This steel longsword shall go to him. I mean, Nippur, her, and does anyone need the steel short sword? No, we can sell that. Okay. Nice. Mandrake! Another nice thing to find, if we ever need it. See, nothing else back here. Another island. Huh. You find a shipwreck. The tide is low, partially exposing the carcass of a ship resting unevenly on the rocky shore. Iron bars, part of its cargo, are littered everywhere. We'll need to come back when we have more space to carry it all. We're gonna need to find a merchant sometime soon. A group of soldiers from Farport watches this bridge. As you cross, they tell you that they're making sure none of the slimes to the south can cross here and get to Farport. Not being slimes, they let you pass without comment. Farport. You meet a group of soldiers and priests. One of the priests approaches you and says, "Greetings, friends. We are members of a faith called the Anama. We wander these lands sharing our beliefs. Would you like to hear something of our philosophy?" We've heard the Anama mentioned a few times, so yes, let's hear what you're all about. The friendly priest explains how the Anama believe that magic is a harmful influence in the world, which invariably causes more harm than good and leads the practitioner to ruin. After about 15 minutes of their beliefs, you manage to extricate yourself from the conversation. The priest says, undeterred, that if you wish to learn more, you should go to Shader on the Isle of Begail. We'll keep it in mind then. Thank you. Sharamik, 200 miles east. Ferry to Isle of Begail in Farport. So I guess this is how we get to the Isle of Begail. Alright. We'll probably find a merchant in here. Let's look around in the meantime. As I do. Looks like those are the docks. We'll investigate there later. Looks like we can't look around the outside edge of that. Your gorge rises as you realize what is scuttling before you. It's an enormous cockroach. It's huge and filthy and makes a constant hissing noise. Slimes are one thing, but you can't imagine living someplace infested with these things. Ew! It's all tiny and hard to see. That makes it even worse. Well, there's not too much in this place. I mean, it looks like there's a merchant there. Alright, let's start by taking a look in here. It looks like a house. Hold on, there's someone there. Don't want to talk. Okay. Yeah, it's some guy's house. Nothing we need in here. Walk your entire group outside before you try to mount a horse. Okay, fine. You know what? We'll leave the horses in the town center here. There we are. Oh, there's another one. Ow. It bit me. Ugh. Doesn't look like there's anything else in here. Abandoned storeroom. I mean, there's some iron arrows, but for the most part. And won't be able to take anything from there. Alright, moving on. This pedestal has a large scholarly text sitting on it. Looks carefully handwritten. Read it. The Place of Valorum by Nell of the Isle of Begail. The continent of Valorum is the most unusual and wild of the lands controlled by the Empire, and many questions remain about its future. It was only recently settled, after all, and the frontier spirit remains. The people of Valorum have little in common with our Empire cousins. We have not been as controlled by the Empire bureaucracy and do not share many of its prejudices, such as the lethal hatred of Nephilim and Ammonites. As more people flood into our land and we become more similar to the more settled control to other Empire continents, the question is, how will the wilder spirits of Valorum deal with the inevitable crushing control the Empire brings? One thing is for sure. Before long, we will look more and more to Black Crag Fortress, the massive Empire stronghold at the north end of Valorum. But will they look down on us with understanding or not? Interesting. There is a woman with the robes of a mage and a growing collection of wrinkles sitting at the desk. She was writing when you came in, but stopped in order to speak with you. I am Nell. Welcome, Avernites. Avernites? Us? Why, we have to be going. Fair enough. Safe travels. But rest assured that your secret, if it was a secret, would be safe with me. Anything else? You are far from home, Avernites. I would be happy to assist you. How do you know we're from Avernum? Your skin is the easiest clue. I am sort of an Avernite myself, having had to leave my home recently. Now I do a bit of identification and am also a scribe. Where are you from? I understand something of being in exile from your home. I am a native of the Isle of Begale. If you want to go there, you can get a boat at the north end of town. Unfortunately, I had to leave because I kept being harassed by the Anama. What did the Anama do to you? The Anama control the Isle of Begale, my longtime home. They make life difficult for any mages there. I can understand their prejudice about magic in this day and age, but you can't blame me for not wanting to be subjected to it. So you left because you feared the Anama? No. I did fear them, but I would not let them drive me from my home. No, I left because my home was infested with roaches. I lived in Shader, but the guards wouldn't help me. Well, if we see them, we might be able to kill them for you. That would be greatly appreciated. My home is at the south end of Shader. Don't expect the guards to help you, though. The guards there only help the Anama. Outsiders shouldn't expect help. We won't be going to Shader for a long time, but let's move on. What is a scribe? I write books. One of mine is on that pedestal over there. She points to the southwest corner of the room. This here is a little treatise I threw together. She indicates a scroll on the table in front of her. Now, to make money, I can also create magical scrolls. Interested in a purchase? Well, we can sell a few things to you. Thank you. I didn't want to buy anything, but, Oh, they got Dispel Barrier. Nice. Okay, sell that. Sell that. And we are going to sell all of these. There we go. Carl has got his greatsword. See how greatswords do. I've never actually used greatswords before. I'm curious how it'll end up doing. Let's see. Nothing in there. Orsina's bed and breakfast. A tired-looking woman greets you with a cup of tea. She doesn't seem to mind that you broke into her home. I'm Orsina. Welcome to my homey, rustic little cottage. What sort of business are you in? She tries to smile warmly, but it just doesn't work out. I run a little bed and breakfast here. There's a nice cozy room available next door for only 5 gold. It's what I do while my hubby is away. Where's your husband? Her eyes get a faraway look and worry wrinkles appear on her forehead. He's a soldier. He's off fighting. Fighting who? He's off fighting the slimes. How long will he be gone? His duty is almost a year more. He's not a young man and it's terribly dangerous, but I hope and pray. I'm sure he'll return. I'm sure of it. An uncomfortable silence follows. We can only hope. Is that a kid? Huh. Anyway. That's interesting. A muscled, efficiently built Nephil stands at the anvil, carefully shaping an axe head. You cannot help but admire the skill and patience he is putting into working the metal. He turns to you. Welcome to my shop. We don't meet many Nephilim in Empire towns. It is safer here, but more dangerous to the north. I like seeing other Nephil like you in the towns. It makes me feel things are still safe. Indeed. Even if Napor is from a... How is business? I do little now. The shortages are great. I cannot travel far, so I stay here and make do with what I can get. Also, since things are rare, if you want, you can do selling. What's causing the shortages? He shakes his head and his tail twitches nervously. Little shipping happens now with all the monsters everywhere. I cannot get fresh metal to forge weapons. Thus I spend my time only doing improvements on things. Repairing the rivets, sharpening the plows. Why don't you travel? He shakes his head. Today and for years, much hatred is in the Empire from my kind. It's better here, but if I go far, humans be very dark. I prefer not to speak of it. What sort of weapons do you make? He purrs. Weapons that are not so good as what I could do with good metal, but good weapons, which will do the job. Can we do some trading? Yeah, iron, weapons, and a bit of bronze. Nothing we need. And is this provisioner? Provisioner. Okay. Well, I think I know where we can get some iron. A large, smelly man stands near the docks. He holds several rolls of grimy tickets in his hands. My name's Volk. I sell the boat tickets. What are the tickets for? I got tickets for Ports Townsend and Sharamek. Boat ride, 10 coins per group. Ask if you want to purchase one, and don't bug me otherwise. I ain't got time for small talk. We don't want any tickets. Then we got nothing to say to each other. Move along. How come you won't make small talk? I sell the tickets. I hangs out with my own kind. You ain't it. What is your kind? Sailors, shipwrights, people who work for a living, and not stinking to fill 'em, that's for sure. Please stay back, Napor. At the end of the dock, a ship waits to take intrepid adventurers to far-off lands. Unfortunately, you don't have a ticket. A sailor tells you to buy one from Volk. Okay then, we'll not bother with that. And I would end the episode here, but I want to make one more stop. We've emptied out what we got. Let's loot the cargo. The tide is coming in quickly. Who knows how much of the precious cargo will be obscured by the waves. You gather up as much of the metal as you can. You notice that some of the bars are smaller. Perhaps not all of them are iron after all. Looks like we managed to get everything. Let's see. Silver, iron, iron, iron. Iron, silver, iron, 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 iron. Silver. Iron, 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 iron. Nice. A lot of iron and a bit of silver. We'll sell this to the Nephil. He could use the good, he could use a good mill. As he has said, actually. Here you go, Merher. You need some iron? We got iron. And we even got a bit of silver for you. You like? I'm sure you do. Alright. That done. Next episode, we'll head further east. Do some more explorations. We won't take the boat to Sharamek or whatever the other one is yet. We'll not go to Big Ale. We gotta finish things up down here. We need to take care of the slimes. Well, we'll do more exploration in the next episode. So until then, I am Chester44. That is Carl, Napor, Pollux, and Teresa. This has been an Avernum 3 Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.